Julia Greeley was a former slave, was freed by the Emancipation Proclamation. She came to Denver, Colorado, supposedly to work for the first governor of the territory of Colorado. She actually began helping the poor within the community. She's a great person because she took care of the poor. Many of the things that she did were at night, and the reason that they were at night is because she didn't want the poor that she was helping to be embarrassed by the fact that a black woman would be there and would be there to help her.
Mostly she was right here around Sacred Heart Parish, where she entered the church very shortly after this parish was started.
Take this, all of you, and eat of it, for this is my body, which will be given up for you.
She was often seen pulling this little red wagon around.
She loaded it with the things that were needed, such as firewood, clothes, food, whatever was needed for the poor. She wanted to make sure that she had those things and that she could take those to the people who were in need.
So whatever they needed, she found a way to get those things for people. And I think that's what better way to show love, forgiveness, and mercy than to share.
Julia Greeley did a lot of what she did secretly. So during the time of her life, people knew she was around here, but they didn't really know the extent of what she'd done until she died.
When she died, she laid in the church, and it was 4 to 5 hours that people streamed by, whether they knew her personally or not, but they knew of her. And yet, people loved her.
Even there hadn't even been more than a little snippet in the paper about her dying, and this went on for hours the rest of that day. And at that time, it became evident how much she had been doing to help other people, many of whom were not as poor as she was.
Julia did not seek attention. She was satisfied with knowing that she had helped someone in need.
And she did things secretly. She wasn't the kind of person that wanted, people to know what she was doing. So one of the things I like about her is that she would get things and take them in a little red wagon and deposit them on someone's porch at night. So she got a lot of joy out of that.
Julia loved children with the kind of intensity that is common to saints. One day, Julia was walking down the street and she encountered a family, the Eargarts. Agnes, the wife, asked if Julia would come and help by mopping the floor. She agreed. Once she went into the home, she saw all kinds of signs that this family might be Catholic. And so she asked if they were, confirmed that, and then said, "Where are the children?" She was told by Agnes that they'd had a child, but that child had died. And so Julia made a promise, and she says, "You will have another child." And later, they did have a little child who Julia had described as a little white angel. The only picture that there is of Julia Greeley is one with this little white angel, this daughter of Agnes, and that is the only recorded photo that we have of Julia Greeley.
There's nobody living that you can go talk to about her, but everything that we find about her is just, she lived for others. She's feeding the poor, she's clothing the naked. She provided fuel for their homes. If somebody was sick in the house, she'd come in and help take care of them. And she didn't make a big point of this, that she was doing all these things.
She exhibited all the things that I think that a saint would do. She was always caring for other people. She never put herself above anyone else. You know, she showed mercy to everyone, and she showed caring to everyone. And so in doing that, she loved everyone. The firehouses, I think, meant a lot to her because in Denver, if you notice, there are a lot of firehouses on corners. She walked a lot. So she could go to those firehouses, and I think the fact that they were open, that allowed her to feel that she could talk to them and could talk about her faith. And that's, again, she was a witness. And how often do we witness, about our faith?
During that time, the life of a fireman was really a dangerous one, and she covered a great area on foot taking literature to these places. Why? Because she knew the danger we were in, and she was hoping to do what she could to as a spiritual work of mercy, to help them keep themselves prepared for the end that could come quickly for them.
But she never missed an opportunity to witness. And whether it was through words or whether it was through caring for people or doing for people, she always was a witness. And I think loving the Sacred Heart the way she did kept her humble and kept her in the realm of always wanting to give, whether she received or not.
What Julia Greeley was doing is, I think, a lot of the result of her devotion to the Sacred Heart, which is a devotion to the love of Jesus for the world. And she was showing that herself. We are the face of God's mercy in doing the things that Jesus Christ talked about there in Matthew 25 of feeding the poor and so doing these things that showed mercy.
I think that's what mercy is, the forgiveness, the understanding of always being able to love, even when people hurt you. She exhibits the virtues, I think, of that we hear about from other saints. She was the kind of person that always put people before herself. If people read her story, I think they will identify with other saintly virtues that our saints have. And she was whipped by her master, lost an eye, but that never seemed to keep her from showing mercy and love and forgiveness to other people.
There's saints scattered all over the world too, but this is somebody who was right here in our midst and whose aura still hangs over in the area. There are a lot of people, you constantly hear people, I've been praying to her for years, They've been doing that, and obviously because they feel that it's been helpful to them in their spiritual life.
While there's a great deal of mystery about Julia's past, the one thing that is very clear is her love of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. It is clear about her love of children, and it is clear about her mercy that she gave on behalf of the poor.
Everybody in Denver should know about Julia. No matter what faith you are, what ethnicity you are, because here's a person that loved, showed mercy, and forgiveness.